Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of TCG PokeDECKS. As you can see, from the thumbnail, when you clicked on the video, we are using brand new thumbnails for this series. I really like the new design, so yeah, hopefully it'll be, well, hopefully you guys like it. Today is time for Golbat. Now, I thought about making a Crobat deck, but I figured I've already featured Crobat back when I used Starbuck, and then the standard legal Crobat is just not very good, so I figured I'd stick with Golbat for now and just try to use that, come up with something creative. And what I ended up coming up with is basically Golbat is probably not the main attacker. You can attack with Supercross to add to the bench damage, but the main idea will be to use Glaciate to pile up the damage on all of my opponent's Pokemon, okay? Through, by dealing 30 damage every single turn. Now, Kyurem is a pretty beefy attacker. There's basically no metal Pokemon that are threatening in standard format. So hopefully Kyurem will be able to pull off at least 2 Glaciates per Kyurem, and therefore we can pile up the damage that way. We have Manaphy to rotate Kyurems as well, along with the Rough Seas to heal them. Maybe Pokemon Center Lady would be a good idea here, but I really couldn't fit it. I do have 3 Devolution Spray, and that's basically to try and reuse the Golbats as much as possible. I could definitely drop one of them for maybe a Pokemon Center Lady, maybe the 4th Nest Ball, something like that. And I am also trying an Octillery draw line, simply because I figured Shaman could be good, but I really want to do Nest Ball and Level Ball, and I don't think I can afford to discard too many cards in this deck. So I have the standard supporter line, 4-3-2 Sycamore and Lysander. There's also an argument for Kukui in order to add some extra damage to the active Pokemon. But yeah, 2 Experience Share to conserve energy, to Fighting Fury Belt to increase Kyurem's HP. So unfortunately the main focus is not Golbat, but there's barely any workable Crobat or Golbat lines that I could use. And the extra damage from Golbat I'm pretty sure will be very important once we actually get to the games. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll have a chance to execute the strategy. And okay, I need to filter by water, I guess. There it is, Golbat. Okay, so yeah, I was in the expanded format because I did feature expanded decks, and St. Louis Regionals is happening tomorrow. Good luck to all of you who plan on attending and are watching this. I wish I was going, but the fact that it was expanded definitely made it so that I really couldn't realistically consider going. And then there's also the issue of it's so close to Australia. I can confirm now that I am going to Australia, so I'm pretty excited about that. Definitely very excited about going to Australia, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to finally get that good placement. But in the meantime, I should be practicing for Australia. I don't want to, I'm gonna pre-record 2 weeks of videos, so that's 26 videos I have to record before I leave for Australia, which is a lot. It's definitely a lot of videos. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna search for Manaphy, and I apologize for the sound outside. I guess my opponent recognizes me, but yeah, unfortunately in my real life I just got fired from my job yesterday, so there's a lot of things in my personal life, I guess, that are going to be a bit more difficult to deal with. I think I'm going to try to do the whole Pokemon thing as a full-time job now, so that'll be that will definitely be an interesting way to approach this. It's gonna take, it's definitely going to take a bit of getting used to, and it's gonna require a lot of patience. But as of today, Pokemon is now my full-time job. Pokemon is now my full-time job, which is pretty scary, honestly. Pretty scary, but also pretty exciting, because I hope through the videos you guys can tell that I absolutely love Pokemon. So, I mean, there's definitely, like, I can definitely think of many other jobs that I could be doing that would make me really unhappy, and now making videos full time and streaming full time, that means I'll be doing a lot more streams now. That should definitely prove very interesting. And wow, my opponent simply passes, so he doesn't draw well off of the end. I'm drawing incredibly well, and I thought about retreating the previous turn into Golbat just in case I drew max elixirs. Now I'm really not a fan of using N right here, so I'm gonna go for the Abyssal Hand. I do get a max elixir. Okay, that's cool. I can safely retreat into Crobat. My opponent chose to not even attack. Like that's how upset he was off of his hand. So if you're watching this, Solsi, I'm really sorry you're getting this bad luck. I could have used the end to maybe make things more interesting. Maybe I should have. Oh well, we'll see. And yeah, so that's my new situation, guys. So if by any chance you guys want to support me in this new full-time job thing now for Pokemon, there's always my Patreon. My Patreon link is down below. Like, there's $1 or $2 options, which I hope are not too scary, and they would really help a lot. Like, if a lot of people get together and sign up for the $1 or $2 options of Patreon, that would actually be really helpful to me. Really helpful. Like, it would actually genuinely make a difference. Okay, so now I will end. See, now I wish my opponent, I really wish my opponent had more benched Pokemon at this point. But yeah, I mean, even Excalibur is a good attack here. Even Excalibur is definitely a good attack. Okay, so I'm gonna retreat Golbat into Kyurem. I'm just gonna start doing Glaciates, and I get to use my Devolution Spray to evolve the other Golbat and put on some extra damage counters on the Darkrai to hopefully KO it just a little bit sooner. And we deal 40 and 30 to the bench. So we're starting to put pressure. If my opponent benches more stuff, we can pressure through Lysander. If he doesn't, I can... Well, that's not cool. I think I get rid of the Manaphy, but what else do I get rid of? Probably not the Octillery. Definitely not the other Kyurem. Zubat? No, I think the Golbat. Like, it's fine. I still have more stadiums, and that way I get to use potentially another Golbat ability. And yeah, I feel like the second attack should prove very difficult for my opponent to deal with as well. Please Ultra Ball for a Hoopa here. At least a Shaman, but please Ultra Ball for a Hoopa. So yeah, guys, like, I plan on doing a specific Patreon video showcasing all the perks and everything, but if you guys want to consider it, I would really appreciate it, because it really does make a difference. Like, if each of you, like, if one person watches every single video I make, oh boy, okay, if one person, how much damage? I guess I sacrifice Octillery here. Yeah, that's fine. if one person watches every single video that I post, that, like, per month, that probably doesn't even make the $1. Like, my videos get thousands and thousands of views now, and like, I don't make more than $3 or $4 per video at this point, so that's to put things a little bit in perspective. Okay. My opponent has one card in hand. What are the odds that it's actually a useful card? Or should I just try to find an energy? Now I'm gonna try to go with the glaciate strategy here. Yeah, because that's the idea behind the deck. I know Golbat isn't featuring too much, but I generally couldn't come up with anything like super original that, like, I thought about using Raichu Golbat. He does have a Sycamore. I thought about using Raichu Golbat, but then I decided against it. Because it's a meta deck, and this series is all about non-meta decks, right? I think. Okay. So the 3 energy on that Darkrai. 140 damage, yikes. I didn't get to attach an energy the previous turn. Okay, I guess I have to Sycamore now. I need more energy, that's what I need. And healing is cool. I get 3 now, so okay, at least I do hit that. So I can potentially continue with the Glaciate next turn. Or, well, I can do that anyways. So is it worth it to me to use Ice Caliber? Put that... Oh, I can actually take a KO. I can actually take a KO here. Or I can set up back-to-back KOs with Ice Caliber for the benched Kyurem EX. I think that's better. I actually think that is better. Okay, I will evolve. The damage I'm gonna place on Yveltal so that I get a KO right now. It's too bad Shaman is gone now. I won't bench the other Kyurem because I don't want to deal with too many Lysander shenanigans. I get my first prize card, which is a Zubat. That's cool. And now we see Darkrai EX come along. He does have the KO. If he KOs me, I get an energy back and then I can Ice Caliber for the KO. Provided he doesn't find another Fighting Fury belt. Oh gosh. Well, that's terrible. Wow, that was actually terrible. That was worst case scenario. Pokemon Center Lady. Okay, he gets his 2 prize cards. Now though... Okay. I get to use Ice Caliber here. But this Kyurem EX has to sweep my opponent. He's 30 damage away from getting KO'd. So he can retreat. And then I can Ice Caliber KO the active. Or the other Darkrai. Gets another energy, that's 7, 8. Oh gosh. If he attaches energy for the turn, he one-hit KOs my Kyurem EX. Oh. But nah, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm done here. I am done. I was close though, I guess. I was close. Sycamoring away the 2 Verse Seeker was terrible because I didn't I didn't get anything beyond that. Everyone just keeps getting more and more cards. Like, I can get a KO on the Darkrai, but he's gonna one-hit KO me right here. He's actually going to one-hit KO me. Wow. What? Wow. That's gonna be a really big misplay, right? Well, no. Actually, it's not. It actually isn't. Okay. I'm gonna deal 20 damage to that Darkrai. And yeah, I guess I attach here and I end. Okay, if by some miracle I hit both elixirs, then maybe I can do something here. No. Okay, maybe I still can though. Well, it's gonna depend on if my opponent has Lysander, which he obviously will. He's only used one Verseeker, or 3 Verseeker and 1 Lysander, so he will have it. He will definitely have it. Oh well. Ice Caliber KO. I generally think that was a misplay, because yeah, I'm not entirely sure what my opponent was thinking right there. Yeah, I drew so many energies and then I had 2 prized. If I hit the other max elixir, like, well, maybe I can still do something. It's gonna depend on his Lysander. 100% it's gonna depend on his Lysander. He trainer mails for an escape rope. I hope he plays it. I actually hope he plays the escape rope. It's not gonna happen, but I actually hope he does. If I can end him this upcoming turn, I need to top deck a Verseeker. Yeah. Oh well. We tried. I guess. We tried. The numbers just didn't work out for us. The numbers didn't work out, and yeah, even if we hit the elixirs, we will. Yeah, but it was a really complicated match. Now it seems like we're up against Darkrai Dragons, which might give us a little more wiggle room. Might give us a little bit more wiggle room to Lysander something up in order to start using Glaciate. Might. Very big might. Okay. Double Kyurem start. That's good, but not great. Okay. Giratina start. That's good to see. Not going first sucks, but that's okay. Okay, he immediately plays the Parallel City, which I am okay with. Well, I had the Stadium immediately to counter, now I do not anymore. Well, that's not a great hand. That is far from a great hand. We shall see though. We shall see. Please just pass. Yeah, my opponent is using the regional winning list. Like, pretty much guaranteed he's using the regional winning list. So that's a bit scary. That is a bit scary. But yeah, Golbat almost made a difference in the previous game. Almost. But the 2 center ladies were just too much for us to deal with, honestly. They were just too much for us to deal with. Okay, my opponent does go Hoopa. So, I mean, I'm sure he has Olympia. He's already discarded 1 escape rope though, so that's good news. that is good news. But if he's using the exact same list, then he must surely have Pokemon Center Lady and Olympia. So both of those cards, neither of which really help us, or help our case, I guess. Grab Salamence, Shaman, and another Darkrai. And he will Sky Return for 5. That end though. That end. Yeah. Wow. He's also powering up Salamence, which I'm surprised to see. I'll immediately counter Stadium. I also play the Experience Shares down. I did top deck that water. I don't whiff the Elixir though, thankfully. And I can't do anything else, I just pass here. He can Delinquent, that's for sure, but like, was I really not going to play down all my cards? He's Sycamores. I'm guessing he's hoping to hit the Escape Rope. There we see the Center Lady. We see a Max Elixir. Man, if Giratina gets stuck in the active slot for another turn, that'd be great. Ah, and wow, he hits the second Paddle City immediately. That's really bad. Okay, and we top deck the stadium. So the question is, will my opponent 110 minus 30, 80? Yeah, I need the Fighting Fury Belt to survive. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done for here. Will my opponent attach and retreat to the Giratina? Probably not. I'm guessing he has the Olympia now, or the Escape Rope. Yeah, he definitely has either one of those. Wow, no, he actually doesn't. He actually doesn't, and I whiff the Elixir. Great. Ah, if I was drawing cards, if I were just drawing some cards, that would be good. Like, besides our top deck. I could just draw some cards. That would be really nice. There's another Sycamore. He finds an Escape Rope, but now I don't have the energy to Glaciate. In an ideal world, well, man, this is so bad. Why do I have to draw bad off of the end to 6? So many outs. So many outs. Yeah, I even had artillery, so I could have, like, any ball, dive, I mean level or nest ball would have helped. Anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if my opponent has a way to switch out or another double dragon energy, we just lose. So we get one Glaciate up. We don't even see a Zubat this game. Whiffing the Elixir, his Lysander. Whiffing both Elixirs. Whiffing both Elixirs was huge. Is that enough? Yeah. Oh well. Okay, let's try one more game. I don't think that was cool. Like, under normal circumstances, I feel like I could have put up a better fight. Provided I didn't let Salamence get out of control, I could have had at least 3 or 4 Glaciates going, if not more. But oh well. Let's try and make the deck work one last time. I mean, this series is not about winning every game, it's mostly about trying to be creative with decks, fulfilling the Pokedex, the TCG PokeDECks. And yeah, sorry if I'm not like the most spirited person today, but losing your job definitely has an impact on your mood and on your, I don't know, on everything pretty much. We don't get a great hand, but at least we might get access to artillery on the second turn of the game, so that way we can draw cards. Yeah, I guess I'm not playing any Trainer's Mail, so it's not as unexpected for me to, like, I only have 4 Sycamore and 3 N as draw cards. That's pretty low. It's definitely pretty low. And okay, Vespiquen, interesting. We can't stop drawing energy for some reason. Just can't. Now, in an ideal world, off of the artillery next turn, we draw an elixir, a Golbat, and we hit the elixir. Glaciate is going to be amazing against Vespiquen. In theory, at least. And especially at 220 HP, Kyurem should be really hard for my opponent to deal with. Like, really, really, really hard. Especially if I get the turn to Glaciate off. He plays an N, which I'm okay with. I lose the artillery, but hopefully I'll draw decent cards. Hopefully I'll draw decent cards. And wow, so my opponent just finds Espion and passes. Okay, so we actually can. Confusion is going to suck though. Confusion is actually going to suck. Okay, I don't want to waste the Devolution Sprays. I can get a KO on the combi, but I'd rather force him to have, well, yeah, Espion is a bigger threat for sure. So I'll retreat into the Kyurem. Confusion is going to be so annoying to deal with though. So annoying to deal with. And I will just Glaciate. Oh, with my Fighting Fury belt I got the KO. I forgot about that, so never mind. Never mind. I'm glad I didn't place the damage on the combi. That was definitely something I overlooked. Okay, DC. Is my opponent going to put pressure on me with the second attack, or is he going to paralyze me? That's a question here. There's another Eevee, which can't evolve, but I also can't KO. Now I need to set up another Kyurem, and fast. He goes for the high damage, which I definitely understand. Okay, the 2 damage counters. Well, if I find an energy, I can actually KO the Espion. But I think I'd rather place the damage on the Shaman, because if I attack him, he can't attack me. And I'm gonna return the Golbat, and now I just need 1 energy. Do I want to Sycamore away? Yeah, I want the highest odds of hitting the energy. I could have N to 5, but I'm pretty sure I would have whiffed at that point. I do find a Nest Ball, which is great. I will find another Kyurem. I did draw 3 energy, so the odds of my Elixir hitting are now very low. I just can't catch a break right there. I just cannot catch a break right there. Okay, so I'm gonna Ice Caliber here. That means Espion cannot attack. So one thing he could do is evolve into another Espion and therefore confuse me. Then I can retreat and do different things. I could even swoop across with the Golbat, which would be cool. And that way I could KO the Espion. I could get some extra damage on the Shaman. So even though I don't have a supporter once again, I have high hopes of this game that we'll actually be able to pull off a win here. I actually have high hopes right here. Yeah, and my opponent needs a Psychic Energy, which it being, like my opponent's deck being Vespiquen, I don't think he plays a high count of those. He would play 2, 3, maybe 4, but definitely not more than 4. And I wouldn't bet on 4. 2 to 3 sounds about right. Okay, versus Seeker for N? No, for Sycamore, okay. So he's gonna dig for the Psychic. He could also Sky Return the Shaman, I guess. But that Espion is long gone if his Sycamore is here. Wow, he chooses to Shaman for 1. That's fine by me though. That is actually fine by me. Okay, wow. The one card he gets is a Psychic. Must be nice. Well, and I am making the assumption he might be playing 10 Psychic Energy for all I know, but I think that was like an educated guess. Okay, so he's gonna confuse me right here. Oh gosh, I thought he was gonna KO me. He's gonna deal 50 damage, which is a lot. Definitely a lot. Now, the question here is, do I Super Cross or do I just use the ability to KO the Espion? That's the question right here. Okay, 50 damage. I get an N. I think that N pretty much settles it. I'm gonna use Super Cross with Golbat. I'm gonna place the damage onto the Shaman. I'm gonna attach the energy right there, and I'm going to end my opponent right here. I get 5 cards. No balls. No stadium either to heal. I whiff another elixir. I just can't hit them today. And that definitely had high odds of connecting, I think. And I'm gonna Supercross. But that really sucks. No experience share, no stadium, and no... and whiffing the elixir. That really sucks. That really, really sucks. Okay. That Shaman at 50 damage is very, very tempting. Klefki's not gonna be a big deal. Oh gosh, is he going to use the Divide GX? Oh, I forgot about that. That knocks out my Kyurem. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna set me so far behind. How am I going to win this game? And he has a Lysander. How do they do this? How? I genuinely don't understand how they do this. They always have everything. Man, the 2 elixirs are just heartbreaking. And not finding a stadium, not finding experience share, it's all going incredibly wrong. In a game where I genuinely thought I had a chance. I genuinely did. If I had artillery, I could safely end as well. Okay. Whatever. I mean, basically, I need to glaciate a ton of times. That's what I need to do. I do find a stadium, finally. I also find this guy, finally. I don't have any more Golbats, apparently. I actually don't have any more Golbats. Oh boy. This is not going to be fun. Okay. Gonna Abyssal Hand here. And I pass. Ugh. It's gonna come down to Lysanders, as every game tends to be, and my opponent has not used pretty much any big resources here. Okay, he evolves. Oh my gosh, he just did that. He's using my own Rough Seas against me. Oh, that's pretty smart. That's actually pretty smart. And there's a Lysander, of course. Because he has not used any resources, really. He generally hasn't used many resources. As long as I get enough healing out of this, I'm okay with him targeting my Kyurem. He'll only deal 90 damage. And 30 I can heal off of. He discarded one of his stadiums, the Skyfield. He might have a second one, but I don't think he'll have any more. And okay, only 2 Psychic Energy for now. Only 2 Psychic Energy for now. This is going to be a very, very long game. Okay, he Psychics. Okay. With that energy top deck, I feel like I can safely do this to try and buy myself some time. Okay, and I get another energy. The thing is, do I think he has the DCE to immediately retreat? Well, even if he doesn't, I should still do this, I think. It's gonna take me an extra turn. I'm gonna play this, simply because it's a card wasted. I can't use Octillery twice, but then at least I don't have that anymore in my deck. Wow. Just wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so Vespiquen isn't dealing too much damage, and neither is Espion. So at least I should be safe there. Huh? And if I manage to find some experience shares, experience share, there we go. I might be able to do something here. I'm gonna attach an energy. I of course won't be able to attack this turn. No energy. Should I end? 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 4 more energy left in my deck. My opponent has used 2 Versus Seekers and a single Lysander. I think it's worth it for me to use an end right here. Is it though? Yeah, it is. Yes, that's okay, because I have Octillery. Okay, so I find an energy and an elixir. My deck is 10 cards. I have 4 energy left. Maybe 1 is prized. Maybe 1 is in my hand. How do I not hit an energy off of a 10 card deck? How? And now I misplayed the experience share as well. Oh, I should have attached it to the active Kyurem. Ugh. They're just not looking good at all. Third versus Seeker. If I attack right here, he attacks me and wins. He deals 120 damage. It's gonna take too many turns. Way too many turns. So yeah, I can't afford to wait. Okay, I need to glaciate right here. It's gonna come down to his Lysander, as always. As always. His last versus Seeker, or his last Lysander. Because he can just kill the Zubat, the Manaphy, or the Octillery on the bench. Man, those elixirs. Those elixirs. We are so close. So close. So close. But yet so far, yeah. I generally don't think I'm gonna be able to pull it off. Sycamore, yeah. If I don't end my opponent this upcoming turn, I'm pretty much done for, I think. I am pretty much done for. So I need to find my last versus, well, one of my last versus Seeker. Just, I don't, I needed the extra Golbats to deal that extra damage to the Shaman. Because it still takes me 3 more turns to win. Yeah, my opponent is thinning out his deck as much as possible so that he can secure the Lysander for game, I guess. Floatstone. Energy. Okay. And there's the KO. There's one energy, there's another energy. And I guess I promote this guy and then retreat into the other one. Doesn't really make too big a difference. I'll bench this guy. My top deck doesn't help me. Can I find my versus Seeker off of the next 2 cards? I can. Okay. So, ending my opponent down to 1 card. It's gonna have 15 total cards to draw the Lysander. 15 total cards. And if I'm able to find an energy off of my prizes or off of Octillery, I can win. Okay, so does he get the Lysander or do I get it? There's my energy. Does he get the Lysander or can I win here? 2 cards. No, you're kidding. Into 1. That's the story of my season. I can't catch a break in real life, and I can't catch a break in my videos. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry I couldn't get a win. We were close, and I felt like odds were in our favor for us in this match. But things just didn't go our way. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. There will be videos, not the random, the normal schedule, but I will be in Australia, so all of them will be pre-recorded. I won't get a chance to analyze what happens in Sheffield over the weekend as the next standard format, or at St. Louis, but I'll try to get those videos out after I'm back in Australia. I still don't know if I want to bring my computer to Australia to maybe record a video or 2 whilst I'm there, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much, and if you're interested in knowing how I do in Australia, definitely follow me on Twitter or Facebook if you want, /Tablemon or @Tablemon, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.